you just, as someone who spends a lot of time thinking about this and preparing to help people, and I take Tim's point about the competence factor, because Infrastructure Week was also announced like every Wednesday or Thursday, and Monday would come around and there was never any Infrastructure Week. But let's this time take them at their word that this is something they're committed to doing. What does it look like? How do you move 11 million people around? Are they on, were they on planes, trains, buses? Where do you put them? Who cares for them? Who takes care of their health? And then where do they go?
Yeah, so I think both points you're hitting on are true. I think they're going to be more competent and more prepared this term. So we are ready for that. We are not assuming that it's just going to be a comedy of errors. We're assuming they're going to be much more prepared. But having said that, I don't think you can move millions and millions of people. I think that's why they're talking about getting the military involved. And so whether they can deport all 11 million people or just millions of people and break up families, either way, it's going to be extremely harsh. But the logistics are complicated, and I think that's why they're looking toward the military, which is really unfortunate that they're going to bring our military into something like this. And I assume that the military is not going to be happy about it, and we're going to see how they go about it. But the logistics are extremely complicated. And to your point, I think what's going to happen is people, including children, are going to be put into conditions that are really horrendous. And, we'll have to monitor that and challenge that as well.
Lee, when you see that some red state governors are building or designating space for what may be a holding center, we don't know exactly what the space is. Right. What sorts of things do you think people should not fail to imagine could be coming?
Oh, yeah. I think that people need to really understand that this is going to be horrendous. We're going to be ripping people out of communities. The conditions are going to be horrendous. People are going to be sent to countries that maybe they've never stepped foot in. There's not going to be screenings for people who may be facing torture or persecution. And, and one of the things we've talked about, Nicole, is that when people hear about this, they think, well, this is not going to affect our family or anybody we know. But I can't tell you how many calls I've gotten, or especially during the first term of Trump, saying, well, I didn't know they were going to go after this person or that person, a custodian in my son's school. He's such a nice guy. But if we're really talking about mass deportations, that's what we're talking about. We're not just talking about hardened criminals and national security threats. We're talking about people who have been contributing to the economy, to society for a long time. And I think it's not just, a moral issue. It's going to be an economic one as well if we're decimating whole industries.
Eddie, Lee just